Good morning, students. This is our first class of Python coding. Now, let me tell you intent. Okay, हमारा उद्देश्य ये है कि हम चाहते हैं कि जिस तरीके से मार्केट में अननेसेसरी एजुकेशन की क्वालिटी खराब होते जा रही है और बेवजह फीस आर एनॉर्मसली हाई, तो ये सब नहीं होना है। तो एक इम्पोर्टेंट चीज किसी को तो सोशल प्रोजेक्ट्स इस फील्ड में चलाने होंगे। सो वी हैव दिस सोशल प्रोजेक्ट जिसमें हम चाहते हैं कि बच्चों को कम से कम या फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट तरीके से अच्छी शिक्षा मिले। बट इसके लिए कीप योर माइक ऑफ। इसके लिए स्टूडेंट का डिसिप्लिन, सिंसियर, सिस्टमैटिक होना जरूरी है। तो इसलिए आपको कुछ फीस चार्ज किया जाएगा ऐसे लिखा है, बट आपको पहले कुछ सेशंस फीस देनी नहीं है। इस पीरियड में हम लोग उन सब बच्चों को निकाल देंगे क्लास से जो इनडिसिप्लिन है, बेवजह माइक ऑन कर दे, अननेसरी कमेंट्स लिखते हैं। तो आपको जो पढ़ाया जाएगा उसको आपको फॉलो करना है, इंटरनेट पे उसके बारे में एडिशनल इंफॉर्मेशन लेनी है। और घर में 30 घंटे के 9,000, 20,000, 50,000 लेते हैं, वो फीस आप बचा सकते हो, क्योंकि यहाँ पे आपको शुरुआती दौर में नो फीस और डिसिप्लिन, सिंसियरिटी बहुत अच्छे से रही तो फॉर एवर नो फीस। मतलब आपको जो 25 HTML एंड ब्लॉक प्रोग्रामिंग के और 25 सेशंस पाइथन बेसिक के सिखाए जाएंगे, ये कंप्लीटली फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट हो सकता है जो बच्चे कंप्लीट सिंसियरिटी, डिसिप्लिन और डेडिकेशन से ये क्लासेस अटेंड करें। ये क्लासेस यूएस से लिए जाते हैं। My elder brother is taking this, so we have to be very systematic about time and the systematicness in terms of the homework given. तो ये सारी चीजें आपको करनी है, मैं ज्यादा वक्त नहीं लूंगा। Now he will start teaching you, he will revise because previously ये सब हुआ है। So now हम ये देखेंगे कि जो प्रीवियसली हुआ था वो भी रिवाइज करेंगे, एडिशनल कुछ चीजें भी सिखाई जाएंगी, बट आपकी तरफ से इस चीज का फॉलो और बैकग्राउंड में स्टडीज होना बहुत जरूरी है। सो नाउ आई विल हैंड ओवर माइक टू हिम, ही विल टेक केयर ऑफ यू। एनी डाउट्स यू नीड टू बी पुट अप इनटू द चैट बॉक्स ओनली। कोई भी माइक ऑन नहीं करेगा, कोई भी वीडियो नहीं ऑन करेगा, इट विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज ए इंडिसिप्लिन। थैंक यू सो मच। बहु प्लीज कंटिन्यू।
Thank you, Santosh. Good morning, kids. My name is Suresh Takale. मेरा नाम सुरेश है एंड मोस्टली हम लोग क्लासेस मराठी, हिंदी और इंग्लिश तीनों लैंग्वेज में कंडक्ट करेंगे। आई नॉल लाइक कि कभी हिंदी में बोलेंगे, कभी इंग्लिश में बोलेंगे। सो ऑल किड्स should be able to understand what I'm trying to teach, or at least able to see some logic in it. ये क्लास ऑलरेडी रिकॉर्ड हो रही है। आई नो कि ऑलरेडी मैंने देखा कि देयर आर सम ऑफ द किड्स व्हिच आई नो फ्रॉम माय प्रीवियस क्लासेस, सो ऑल आर वेलकम इन दिस क्लास। आई नो देयर आर सम मोर किड्स जॉइनिंग, बट एज सच एज जैसे संतोष सर ने बोला है कि यू गाइज विल हैव टू बी वेरी डिसिप्लिन इन टर्म्स ऑफ टाइम। So if you are sincere and want to learn something, you will have to join the class at 8 a.m. If you are late for like 10-15 minutes, then you will not be allowed to enter into the class. So as I said, this is the Python class and we will be recording this class. Already Vaishali madam already started the recording. So I just wanted to mention that all the conversation and chat conversation plus audio conversation will be recorded, even the presentation part. And right now I'm going to present my screen so you guys can see my screen. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, you guys let me know when you guys can start seeing my screen. Okay, good. So as I mentioned, or as Santosh mentioned, that there will be around 25 classes. So this is first class in that series. We will try to go as fast and I'll learn as much possible, but depending on the kids' pace and things will be changed according to what we want to explain to everybody. So my name is Suresh Takale and today's class is first class in this series. Today is June 1st and every Tuesday we will be repeating the classes. Okay. So, okay, let's say I'm hoping that all of you know about the computers and little bit of awareness about the computers. And I know most of you are seeing this or watching this presentation using mobile phone or laptop or computer. So all are aware of the computer, right? I see some of the kids are saying yes. So you guys know that okay, computer don't speak human language, right? जो हम लोग बात करते हैं क्यों अपन बोलते होती लैंग्वेज कंप्यूटरला समजत नाही. Computer understand its own language. Basic, if you go in a basic of computer language, it understands only binary language, which is 0 and 1, right? So that binary language 0 and 1, those we cannot interpret. So not we cannot write the code or write anything command to computer in 0 and 1. So that's the reason people have developed a computer language, which is more of a kind of a English interpretation of the language. So there are a lot of languages which computer understand. They are depending on the use of the language. Like if language is used for mathematical operations, so it has more benefits for mathematical operations. So those language are mathematic based, or some are more for programming in a commercial applications. They are more for developing the banking application and other things. Some are just for the presentation, like HTML language. So we cannot talk in terms of binary 0 and 1. That's the reason computer languages are exist today. So everyone understand why computer languages exist today? Okay, so can you guys tell me what are the different computer languages you know? Just as an example, can you guys type it in your chat boxes? Okay, somebody saying Java, C++, Python. Okay, good. C, okay. SQL, good. Okay, machine language. Okay, I know somebody saying machine language. Okay, so you guys know a lot of name of a lot of languages. That's good. Okay, so there's this. Okay, so there's good number of languages you guys know. So yes, there are so many different languages. Some are full-fledged languages which you can do all kind of software programming. Some are basically related to only UI or presentation, something like markup language like HTML, which is just used for displaying the markup or data on the screen in a different layout. Some are used for data on the database tables like RDBMS data. So some are called like SQL language, right? So I know someone of you guys typed SQL. Yes, SQL is a language in context of or when you have a lot of data, you want to sort the data, update the data. That time you use a SQL. Anybody know full form of a SQL? I know somebody typed. So if not, then that's fine. I just wanted to see. Okay. So there are in today there are programming world. There are so many languages. So you will find each has its own advantages and disadvantages. Something like you can see C, that is one of the old language where a lot of programming has been done in the past, and that in 90s or in 2000 time it was mostly widely used language where you can go and do low level programming where you can do the controlling and mostly going almost close to the writing to the binary language, right? Structured query, SQL for structured query language, correct? Then there are like in the recent world there are Java, JavaScript, and Python. Those are the most widely used languages in a current. So we are going to learn about Python, which is I think at this point number one language which is used for the programming. Right. So this is a Python. Right. So some of the interesting facts. I know most of you guys have learned through or might have ran through the things on internet and you know what are most of the facts, right? So it's something like, okay, this language started in 1991, currently number one programming language in terms of uses and number of developers using this language to do the software development. Also, most of the companies or big companies like Google and others are using this as their main programming language. And I think I did not mention you guys, but there is one more difference between the languages. So if I go back, so some of the, you can, I mean, there might be more names on the languages, but there is something called interpreted language and something called compiled language. So there are some languages are interpreted and some are the compiled language. So C, C++ are all compiled languages, and something like Python or Basic are interpreted language. What do you guys know? What is the difference between what it meant by interpreter language or a compiler language? Someone? Anybody of you guys know the difference? Yes, go ahead, Sally, type. Are you gonna type, Sally? Okay, as we. Okay. Okay. That's right. Correct. So just for the, let's go a little deep in understanding what is the language or what we are actually trying with the language, right? Just to elaborate what is the interpreter or what is the compiler language. So when we say, oh, we want to write a code or a program, what we do? Basically, we write the instructions for computer to understand, right? It's something like, oh, if we have to tell a computer, just assume a computer is a box where we want to tell him go from my home to my friend's home. So we are going to give the instruction saying that, okay, go straight 5 blocks, then take a right, then take a left, and try right again, and that will be my friend's home. So that's the way you give the instruction to computer, right? की आपण बोलतो कॉम्प्युटरला की एक एक गोष्ट कशी करायची. So you got step by step त्याला option देतो, right? So you guys know how to make a tea. It's simplified, or what maybe simplified example is, or if you have to add 2 numbers, what you are going to tell computer? Okay, take first number, then take second number and count that many steps after the first number. Like if you have to add 2 plus 3, so you are going to take, or take a 2, then if you want to add a 3, then count 3 after 2, right? So then 3, 4, and 5. So that's the way we are going to come out with the answer. So those steps, what we tell, like step 1, step 2, step 3 for a computer. So when a interpreter language we talk about, every time when a computer go and execute that one step, it interprets that step into binary language or whatever language he understands, and then execute that step. Then step 2, so like step 1, if I say. Okay. Step 1, just for example, go 5 steps, or I'm gonna write here, right? 5 steps. Right. Then step 2, if we take step 2 is go 10 steps left. And then step 3, suppose if your friend's home is up on the hill, then we are going to say, okay, climb 2 steps. So when computer sees this instruction, it is going to go interpret that in his language and execute it. Then it's going to go execute this language, execute it. Then it's going to go interpret this step and then execute it. So that's what happens when it is interpreted language. So what it does, it step by step interprets that instruction in its own binary language. But what happens when it is a compiled language or a compiler language? It basically takes all these steps, converts them into binary or executable, and then execute all of it together. So that's where you have all the instruction compiled into one binary language or a file, and then that is what computer executes, right? So that's what the difference between interpreter language and compiler language. Then the third, one of the other point is, everybody understand what is compiler and interpreter languages, just basic difference. There are more, but just basic कळलंय का सगळ्यांना? Okay. Then there is another item which our bullet point we have here, right? It says that it's open source language. So going back to our list of languages, if I take you guys back, oh, there are multiple languages. We said, oh, C, C++, C#, Java. So it's just for example, C#. Do you guys know who developed this C# language? Anyone? Can you guys type? Whoever knows who developed C#? If not, that's fine. C# is from Microsoft, right? It's one language in their complete suite of applications, a suite of languages. Like they have multiple languages where like C# in their .NET framework, basic or C#. Then you have what is that? F#, J#. Those all languages. One of the language is a C#. So that's from the Microsoft. But to use the compiler, Microsoft has its own compiler. So you have to buy the compiler to use this C# language. But Python is open source. So it's open source means contributors. There is a community of developers who build some of the things and they are free for users. They are shared among the developers on the internet. So that's what is happening with the Python. It's open source language, so you can use the interpreter from a Python and you can contribute. So if there are some bugs or defects, or if there are some additional enhancement, people contribute, and then the new users like now आता तुम्ही मुलं सगळे शिकणार आहात तर तुम्ही डाउनलोड कराल. If somebody keeps contributing to the additional libraries, additional functionality to existing interpreter, आणि मग आपण सगळे यूज करत राहतो, right? We don't pay any money to it. So that's the reason it's one of the reason open source and highly used language. But C#, they're like old time, they have Fortran and others. they all were the paid compilers मिळतात त्यांचे आणि you have to, if you have to use them, you will have to pay the money to get the licenses. Okay, and as I was mentioning, Python can be used for web development, mobile app development, AI, machine learning, or big data, or Internet of Things applications. So it has a wide range of uses. Okay. Now next question for you guys. Have you guys installed a Python interpreter on your machine? I know some of the kids might have installed, but some of them have not installed. Then we will go through that exercise of Python installation. Okay, some of them. Okay, Shivi Kapoor has installed it. Okay, some of them has, but now Amit, you are saying no. Do you have a computer or a laptop? Okay, and we will go through the installation process just to make sure you guys are aware of it. So, as I mentioned on my slide, you have to go to, let's go to HTTP, or I think you can just type Python, and you will see the first side, welcome to Python. Here you can go and see. Can you guys see on my screen? Right, so you can see here, last time when I made this slide, it was 3.9.1. But now you can see the current version is 3.9.5. Right, so you can see that as the time passes, people keep upgrading the version, so there are more new features coming into this Python interpreter. We can continue with what I have, but if you go, you can see, you can download it on your local machine and then install it. So all of you guys can see my download screen, right? Yes. So Modi, yes, you can then download and install this. So once it is downloaded, you can go into the folders or go open it. Either way is fine. Just for interpretation, I will show you here. Okay, Python is downloaded into my download folder, right? So I can double click on it and it will start installing it. So upgrade to this, because you can see I already have Python. No, I don't think you can install it on your mobile. So you can just click on the install and it will take you to the setup process. And it's very simple steps. Like you just have to click next, and it will install all your, whatever it needs to install. It will install on your laptop or computer. To try out these things, you will need a laptop or computer. पण तुम्हाला whatever homework दिलेले असतील, त्या homework साठी किंवा even to learn, you certainly don't need a laptop. जस्ट तुम्हाला स्वतःला प्रॅक्टिस करायची असेल तर तुम्हाला लॅपटॉप किंवा कम्प्युटर पाहिजे. पण आय थिंक तुम्ही जर जस्ट प्रोग्रामिंग शिकत असाल तर यू कॅन जस्ट यूज युअर ओन नोटपॅड म्हणजे नोटबुक जी घरी असते ती वापरू तुम्ही प्रोग्राम लिहू शकता अँड देन होमवर्क कम्प्लीट करू शकता. बिकॉज इट्स व्हेरी at the class which we run, it's morely to make sure you guys understand the programming language and logic behind it. Okay, let's see. It's going to install and then go ahead with the latest as it showed. It is 3.9.5. But any 3 version 3.0 or plus, which you can install. Don't install 2 point something. Okay. It's taking time, but it will get installed. So let's. Okay. While it does that, how many kids know binary language? While it does that installation, we'll just have quick quiz. Okay. So what? Okay, binary language, right? So okay, binary is 0 and 1, right? Okay. Instead of saying I, maybe you guys should type yes or no. So that way, or Y and no. That will at least indicate. I don't indicate what. Okay, guys. मुलांनो कळतंय का? So ठीक है. Yes, binary language is of 1 and 0. So, do you guys know how to represent numbers in a binary language? Okay, I know some of them, or you guys might know. Okay, okay, तुम्हाला माहिती नाही. Okay, I see a lot of kids know, but okay, then somewhere on the line I will show you guys how to use or how to represent numbers in a binary language, right? So we'll do that one. So okay, setup is successful. Okay, lot of kids saying no, so that's okay. Guys, Milano, ठीक है. But our idea in this Python, we are trying to build whole complete picture and give you whole idea about, but not just Python programming, but just in general, key what is related, all the aspects related to computer. Okay, whichever interest you guys will keep doing it. So okay, as I mentioned, now the we install the Python on our machine, right? So next step is do some of the things with the Python. But let's see. I will continue with my slide because that gives good example. Okay. So as I was showing how to install Python. Okay. So now we'll show how to use Python command prompt. Right. So I'm gonna switch out from my presentation and I'm gonna show you guys. So when I type here Python, right, you can see here is the Python desktop application, right? So when I click on this, this is called Python a command prompt, okay? And if you have to write the code, you can write in here or you can use the IDE. So this is one place. I just wanted to show you guys how you do the things, right? So initially जसं मी म्हटलं की what is a programming language? Programming language is something where we can instruct computer to do something, right? So instruct computer means to do something. It's something like, oh, can we ask computer to do the addition? Can we ask computer to do the addition? Can you guys answer that? Yes or no? Right? Okay. So, okay, let's see if this is a command prompt and we want to tell computer in a Python how to add it. So if I say 2 plus 3, can it do the addition? Right? It is not. You can see it is adding those. So it can. Java uses IDE like NetBeans and Groovy, right? Python has its own IDE, right? But there are some others. We will go and see. There are some other IDEs people use when they really do the professional software development, right? So currently, for our purpose, current IDE is good enough for us to learn. But from next session, we'll see. आणखीन कुठले कुठले IDEs and we will use one of them, correct? So let's see. So now we can ask computer to add. Can we ask him to do other addition? Like, yeah, it does, right? Can we ask computer to do, or through the Python, can we ask to do the subtraction? Right? So let's see, like this. Can we ask? Oh, it does do that. Can you do the multiplication? Can we ask him to do the multiplication? How do you ask computer to do the multiplication? So for multiplication, right, you use a star sign, right? Not like it's here, right? So this is multiplication, guys, correct? Can we ask computer to do division? Yes, right? It can do the division. So 6 divided by 3. What is the answer? Answer is 2. But yeah, it did put 2. It added 2.0, right? So what is that 2.0 mean? So we are just asking. तुम्हाला सांगितलं की 6 divided by 2. It's plain answer, right? 2. But computer is not giving you answer same as what you think, right? It is giving the answer for 2.3. Why? It means 2. But yeah, why it is saying? Because it is interpreting something different than what we think, right? Because every division can be fraction too. So in this case, it's telling us, okay, there is no fraction, or it's a pure number, right? But that's the way it represents. So division, it represents in a float or floating point, floating point number representation, right? So where you have full number and a fraction, or after decimal places. So this is what the difference between our interpretation and computer interpretation, right? So that's the reason I just wanted to make sure you guys understand what is a computer understand and what we understand. We understand plain English, but computer may not understand that plain English. So, okay, just like we did a division here, can we, now when we do the division, it gave us a 2.0. If I say, 7 divided by 3, right? So now you can see, oh, it is printing after decimal, and this is representing 1, right? Whatever that, so the division 7 by 2 is a 2 is a full number, and after that there are some decimal or fraction. Can we get a reminder in this case? Do you guys know how we can get a reminder? Okay, so if I say 7 divided by 3, but I want to see the reminder, how we can get that? Okay, do you guys know? Any one of you? Yes, go ahead, Siley then. Siley said yes. So Siley need to answer, right, Siley? Okay, what do you mean by reminder? Okay, reminder, okay. So when you divide 7, what you are going to represent? So 7 divided by 2, you are going to get 7. 2 as the full answer, right? And remainder is 1. So how do you get that? I thought you were saying something yes, and then you never answer. Okay. right? So this is the word remainder, right? Or maybe there's another one we can try, 10 divided by 3, and you get, oh no, I think 10 divided by 3. So that's the way, right? Or 10 divided by 4, you get 2. I think this window is, let's see, you guys should have mentioned me before. Okay, now let me know. Can you guys see it? Is it better for you guys? Okay. Okay, you guys, if I forget to zoom my screen, then you guys need to tell me, okay? Okay, good. So then can I print something on screen? Something, now this is a mathematical operations, right? You can do, I think we did a multiplication part here. Can you do another part, like square part, like 2 into, I think even I forgot that, 2 into 2 into 2, or cube of this, right? What it's gonna do? Right? I actually forgot. How do you do? Is that the way? Right. So this is the way you can do power, right? Something like, okay, can you guys see on my screen? If I have to do 2, 3 times, we just use 2 stars, 2 stars, 2, right? But if we have to do the power, we can use 2 stars and do it. The same way, like if you had to do 10 times. So this is what the 2 raised to 10, right? So that's the way you can calculate the power of any number in Python. Same way, if I want to print any text, I can just print here, right? So that's the way it prints the text on the screen. You can just type in. But there is another command also to type the. Is there a space required? Space is not required. So you can see now here 2, 10 can work, or you can have space. But Python is indented language, right? So you have to make sure you are, if I try typing something like space and then star 10, it is going to give me syntax error because it cannot see the space there. So you have to make sure you start without the space. But this is just, I'm showing you the arithmetic operations or just basic of what we really want computer to do, and he does the work, right? But actual writing the code or program, we will start from the next session. But I just wanted to give you guys information about how you go, or what the computer understand and what we understand. So this is called command prompt, right? So if you guys know, this is called command prompt, and then basically you can type command on that command prompt and computer will interpret those. So that's what I was trying to show you. Same way, now there is some function or command called print. So that print command is something you can write it here and computer will understand and work according to that command. So something like, okay, I just printed a text right here. Previously, we were working with the numbers in previous some example. Now we just printed a text and it prints the text as it is. There is another way you can print the text. You can use print command, and inside that print command, you can type the text like this, right? It prints same way, but you can see when I printed the text on command prompt, I had to put, if it is a text, I have to put it into quotes, single quotes or double quotes, and it prints them in a quotes. But now if I use the print command, then it prints without the quotes. So the fun part or interesting part here is, you can see here I print, right? So if I want to say print, you can try it. You can use a single quotes or double quotes, right? So you can both Python takes both of them same way, single quotes or double quotes. So now if I want to try print, so you can see now it gives me error because we started with single quotes. That quotes is ending here. So Python treats this one, oh, this is ended. Now what I should do with the next thing? So that's the reason it basically erroring out here, saying that it's not a correct syntax. So it right away throws the error saying that it's not a correct syntax for this print command. You guys understand that part? समझते कैसे गया ना? Right. So how to fix this one? Can someone tell me how you can fix it? Right, we can use double quotes, right? Suresh. So that way computer is gonna know, oh, this quote starts here and ends here. Whatever comes in between, we have to print. So that's the reason it prints, oh, Suresh, single quotes, laptop as it is. So this is the way you work with the, what do you call it? Work with text strings in this case, right? I mean, we will go use print command in our programs as we go. But the first class, I think we just installed the Python. So I wanted to show you guys how it works with the command prompt. And these are the commands. You just simply use the same commands in your code. This is very basic, okay? The print command is very basic, or arithmetic operations are very basic. But that's what you start with in your program, and we'll see how it goes, right? So let me go back to my presentation again. Okay, so we saw use of command prompt and some of the arithmetic operators, right? I'm not going to go more in that, but if you guys have questions, you can ask, because I have something else to give you, or we, as I mentioned, we will try different things while we are learning computer or while we are learning Python to keep it more interesting, so you guys know or build a whole concept of what it is. Something like अपन binary language interpretation or binary language conversion point view, so that way you will know. Some of the kids don't know. The same way, I'm gonna give you guys some logic problem, and we will solve these logic problems in our session. So I know already it's like 8:45, and we have 15 minutes. So I want to give you guys this logic problem. We will solve this right now here with you guys, and then we'll go for the next thing, right? So this logic problem is like explaining what it is. Like, you are a spy trying to obtain a top secret document from a locked safe. Use the clues to figure out the 3-digit passcode. Place each passcode in the blank boxes, right? So what it is saying, we have to figure out 3-digit number in these blank boxes, blank spaces. from these combinations, and they gave the clue to us. Correct? Everybody understand? I want to see a couple of guys saying yes or no. Okay. So first combination they gave saying that, okay, you guys can see whole numbers on my screen, right? So first clue they gave is this set of numbers 6, 4, and 5, saying one number is correct and in the right spot. So out of these out of these three numbers, one is correct and in the right spot. So it might be 6 or might be 4 or might be 5 and correct spot. Then second clue is this, saying that out of these 6, 8, and 9, one number is correct but in the wrong spot. Right? So this, guys, hold on to your answers, okay? All of you, we will read all the clues and then you guys start thinking and give the answer, okay? So second clue says that one number is incorrect but in the wrong spot. So out of these, one number is correct but it's in wrong place. And third clue is 8, 1, and 7. Two numbers are correct but in a wrong spot. So out of these three, two are the correct number but they are in a wrong spot. And fourth clue is saying that on 9, 2, and 3, nothing is correct. And fifth clue is 9, 1, and 4. Out of them, one number is correct but in a wrong spot. Okay. So if you guys can come up with the answer of saying that what those three numbers in this spot, first, second, and third, we can just go with it. Or we can take some time. I will give you guys 2 minutes, and if you guys don't figure out, then I will help you guys to come up with some combination, right? So, okay, you guys have 2 minutes to start thinking about it. Okay. All right. I think it's already 8:17, which is, let's say, I will give you guys can start thinking and come up with the number what can fit into these three. So that number is gonna be. Sorry, let me see. I just wanted to make sure you guys understand what that number should look like. So that number should look like something. If you put a box, it should look like you need to get a number which will fill into the box. I'm showing it here, but it's the same way. Okay. Okay. So I'll keep this one. Okay. Some of you guys coming up with the number. You guys need to use your thinking hat, right? What do you call it? Everybody need to put their thinking hat. Okay. कोणतरी म्हणतंय काय की सायली, you are saying 6, 8, 7. I think let me just say someone's slowly one by one. Whoever is using 2. Okay, Sai Sawant. It's supposed to be 3 digits, okay, not 4 digits. Just correcting you. Okay. Okay, so you are going back and out and in. Okay. I don't see any one of you giving the right answer. So let's try figuring out what is the right answer. Okay. So okay. Daksh Rawat. Daksh. What is your grade, Daksh? Daksh, if you are hearing me, I want to ask you so what? Yeah, past year or whichever grade you are gonna go in. कुठल्या grade मध्ये जाणार आहेस तू? Or year मध्ये जाणार आहेस? grade means I mean to ask कुठल्या class मध्ये year मध्ये जाणार की okay you are going to go in a 7th grade 8th grade that way. Okay, but while you type that your answer, oh you are going to go in 11th. Okay, so your answer is correct. And okay, Ahmed, uh, Hisham Ahmed, sorry, uh, might not sure how I pronounce your name, but okay, I will go with your last name, Ahmed, not to make a lot of mistakes. But yes, your answer is right too. And I know a lot of kids are from younger grades, so I will give some explanation. Okay, so Siley, I know you tried, but here is the explanation. Let's start interpreting the logic. Okay, so I'm not able to see. Let's see. I'm gonna try. Don't say. So let's read the clues. Okay, what it says: 6, 4, and 5. One number is correct and in the right spot. So out of these three numbers, first one is correct, right? So we will just not write anything on our screen. But then let's read the second clue. One number is correct, but in the wrong spot. So if just looking at these two clues, what we are saying, oh, 6 is a common and it's at one place, right? So 6 cannot be correct, right? With these two statements, it's in the wrong place and it's in the right place. It cannot be same, right? So 6 cannot be the number from our lock, right? Combination. So that's the reason we will pick 4 and 5. Does that make sense to everybody? So our possible combination can be 4 and 5, correct? Right? And can be 8 and 9. 8 and 9, correct? So we'll just put this. You guys are with me, okay? Anytime you guys don't understand, you guys right away have to tell me, okay? I don't understand that part, okay? So then we are saying two numbers are correct but in the wrong spot. Now we don't know, but let's keep this clue. It's at least nothing interprets to me, and it says from 9 to 3. So okay, let me do one more thing here. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Those are all number, right? What you don't understand, Kadu? How do we write this 4 and 5 and 8 and 9? This below number I'm just writing, but you don't understand 4 and 5 and 8 and 9? Why we wrote those? Okay, so what is the first clue says? One number is correct and in the right spot. Second clue says one number is correct but in the wrong spot. So 6, can it be in the correct number and in the right spot and correct number in the wrong spot at the same time? It cannot be, right? It can be. Can 6 be at the same spot? No, right? So that's the reason we are saying the combination can be at least 4 or 5 or 8 or 9. So I'm just writing those things, crossing out what is not possible. Third clue, I don't know. So I'm not writing anything. And fourth, I'm just going to interpret. But before that, I'm just writing the combination. So I'm saying that this nothing is correct. So this number is not correct, or we should not worry about this. We should not worry about this. And we should not worry about this number because they are not correct, right? So if somebody says, oh, 9 is not correct, when I cross it here, I'm going to cross it here too because that don't look like correct number. So that gives me, okay, 4 and 5 and 8. And if I read 8, one number is correct but in a wrong spot. Still, I don't know which spot it is, right? So now we read a 4 clues and interpreted 4, right? Then now last clue says 9, 1, 4. One number is correct but in a wrong spot. And we know 9 is not there. So if I just Oh, sorry. I think I need to write this. This 8, 1, and 7. I didn't wrote those, right? And the last clue, I'm not gonna write. In this, I'm gonna write 1 and 4 because 9 is not there anymore, right? So 1 and 4 gonna be there. 1 and 4, right? So that way, now it says one number is correct but in a wrong spot. So even this guy or this option says one number is correct. This option says one number is correct. This option says two numbers are correct. And this option says one number is correct. So if I look, oh, this guy says one is correct and this says one is correct. What is the common in between them? Looks like 4 is a common. So that number cannot be this, right? So I'm going to take out this number and this cannot be this number. So only if when I cross out 1, I have to cross out this one. So looks like the combination is between 4, 8, and 7, right? Because that's the only 3 numbers I see. So now if I read, or the combination looks between 4, 8, and 7, then if we read the clues again, one number is in a correct and in the right spot. So 4 is in a right spot, correct? So 4 has to be in the middle. So if I put the numbers back again here, so 4 is supposed to be in the middle, which looks correct. Then second clue says one number is correct but in the wrong spot. So 8 is in wrong spot. Okay, this thing. So 8 is in a wrong spot and even 7 is in a wrong spot, right? So where it is gone? Okay. So when you say one number is, and in these two numbers are in the wrong spot. So 8 was here and 8 was here. So both the time it says it's a wrong spot, right? So that means this is not the correct spot for 8. So 8 has to go in this spot. If I put 8 in the correct spot, then there is only one place for a 7 to go, which is here, right? So that's the way we come back with the number 748. Okay, good. So everybody got how we got the answer? 748. I think we are pretty late. Actually, okay. So I had another problem for you guys to solve, but this one, as a logic, I thought we will do it in a class, but looks like we are running so much late. So can you guys take this as a homework? And even there is another one I had as a homework for you guys. So I will put this both problems as a homework for you guys in your classrooms. So I'm hoping most of you should have joined the Google Classroom. So you will see I will assign both of these problems to you as homework. Before I conclude, I just want to ask you guys one question about this part. So this logic puzzle, do you guys like this puzzle? Tanvi, I don't know, but okay. We'll get the link. You all should get the links. Otherwise, I will check with Vaishali madam or Santosh sir. Okay, but are you guys a question about the logic problem? Do you guys like the logic problems? This will be Python classroom, Friday. Okay, so we will keep the logic problems because computer languages or programming is more logic. Okay, guys. So we have to build the logic. So logic building is very important to do the programming. So we will try to have the logic building or logic problems every time. Okay. So it's already 9 o'clock for you guys. So you guys are good to go. See you guys next time. There are 32 participants this time. Let's keep that number as it is, guys. Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording and you guys can take off.